Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have a cracking episode for you today. I've been working on it, Luke. Luke, Alex, I've done it already. I messed it up.
What? Damn it.
God damn it.
That started strong.
I know, it's a good start. It's a good start
we've had. Yeah.
So this is the episode 9. I did have to double check that this time, and I did actually have to go onto Podbean, look at the previous episode, and find out that it was actually episode 9. So, so you can obviously tell how much I'm on the ball. So this is going to be a bit of a short one today. We're going to why in a bit, but I just wanted to just give you a bit of a heads up why this. It's not your phone being knackered. It is a short episode, so don't worry about it. Today with me, I've got, as usual, Alex Yousefi.
What's up, guys? How are we? Oh, never mind. I can't ask them how they can't answer.
You've messed it up now, Alex.
Oh, we're not on
and heck, it's Luke Allen.
Heck, it's me. What's up, guys? How you doing?
And you got what you guys been up to? Because we skipped one last week, didn't we? It's been a bit of a time since we've
been very, very deep with all the boring things. Contracts. Shot list sounds boring, but was one of the most fun meetings we've ever had, and we're carrying that on tomorrow. But yeah, on the topic of fun stuff, we got a guest today. It's not just us again.
Drum roll. Do you want to introduce your guest then, Luke?
We're joined with our exec producer, actor playing customer, and the first cast member we actually cast for Reduced to Clear, Ewen Macintosh.
Hey.
Hello, evening.
How are you doing? You're in the pub, aren't you? I'm genuinely jealous right now.
Yes, I cannot tell a lie. I am in a public house.
And I'm a bit disappointed that it's not ale or bitter in your hand or anything like that. He's got wine.
Yeah,
and wine as well. White wine, like
you've got to be, civilized these days. I think.
I suppose after all the football stuff that's been going on, I suppose you have to sort of rise above it, don't you? Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I think we've all had enough lager for one summer.
That's right. So Ewan, I'm genuine. I was so excited when I found out that you were coming on today because I was just because I remember watching The Office for the first time, and I was just I found it hilariously funny. I just loved it. So what have you been up to, man? What have you been doing?
Well, recently, mainly talking about The Office because it's its 20th anniversary this month.
Is it? Oh,
wow. I didn't know that.
Wow.
So I've just done a whole load of stuff about that, talking to people on the radio, magazines, podcasts. So it's been fairly full on.
It's a good year for Reduced to Clear.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I did a little scene for the new series of Afterlife as well. So that was fun to have a little reunion with Ricky.
Yeah,
a bit of a catch up, which was really good fun, and we were sort of reminiscing about how it had been 20 years and it wasn't that just mad.
Is this Ricky's third project you've been in? Because you did The Office, Life's Too Short, and Afterlife.
I guess apart from being a live support when he was doing his music tour, in terms of screen stuff, this is technically the third time.
Your scene in Life's Too Short is one of the only bits that I really like in Life's Too Short. It's not the best show, but I really like your scene.
Well, it was a very Office specific scene, wasn't it?
It was a lovely little surprise. I think your scene and the Liam Neeson scene are the only two things I remember from the whole show. It's great, and we were very, very excited when we sent the script to Reduced to Clear to you, and you said yes to appearing in this little comedy film, and you are the reason it's got this far. Your casting kickstarted everything.
Yeah, I have no idea why I said yes. I must have been absolutely drunk out of my skull. But
it was midnight on New Year's Eve.
I got
this was.
I somehow fell into the trap, and here we are now.
Well, that's put me to scupper what I was actually going to ask you, which was like, obviously you've worked on like these big sort of productions, like like with Ricky, with the all this other stuff, and then obviously you're going to work with Luke on this sort of relatively sort of low key kind of
And
film
Alex,
in comparison.
to be fair.
Yeah, no,
And Alex, he knows what I mean. He knows. So like I think it's amazing that like somebody of your sort of caliber is willing to sort of like help these guys and sort of and accept the roles.
You'd be surprised how many high-profile actors do short films.
Really,
for the passion of it, because actors just like working. So if an actor's got time, got a few weeks off where nothing's happening, and they get an offer and they like the script, a lot of them will do it because they also like paying it forward. Giving back some of their experience to the new crop of up-and-coming filmmakers. There's also the selfish element. This guy might go on to make a big feature next, and you might have a foot in the door. And it's all kind of networking, and it's all one big industry at the end of the day. So lots of high-profile actors will do short films and low-budget stuff if it fits in their schedule. So I don't think it's particularly unusual. I mean, we've got a pretty good cast of high-profile actors other than me in the film. And these guys just happen to be available and enjoyed the script, and they're happy to help out. So I don't think it's that unusual that I'm doing. I mean, I've done loads of short films over the last 20 years and student films as well. So
that's
does
amazing.
happen.
That's great.
And Alex, I remember, I don't think we've discussed this in interviews, last year when we wrote the script, I remember you specifically saying, I don't want it to be something big. Can we just do a small thing where it's just us and a couple of friends? And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do a big project. And then suddenly this happened. And I'm so glad that we changed our mind. Because I'm looking at how much it's taking. I don't know how he would ever have managed it on as a small project anyway. It's insane. Some of the most simple words you write on a script page that end up taking weeks and weeks to sort out is
that's true.
Yeah. So Ewan, let's sort of delve into you a little bit. Young Ewan, what was young Ewan like?
Well, I mean, I was just a normal kid, really. Well, I mean, I went to boarding school for quite young age because my dad was in the army. But I was always, at school, I was always doing the school plays and, helping out on the school magazine and debating society and whatever I could sort of do that was creative. And then just fell into comedy, really, at university and got acting and stuff through that. So it was just kind of sticking at it, I guess, perseverance that got me my foot through the door.
So has it always been comedy you wanted to go for? Did you just find yourself doing it?
I mean, when I was a school and a student, I did a lot of serious drama and stuff, but I had most fun doing comedy. That was what I enjoyed the most. Yeah. And it still is, really. That's what I know. I feel that as a performer, that's where my strength is. I'm a lot more comfortable doing comedy stuff than serious stuff because I haven't been to drama school. So I guess for some drama stuff, I'd probably feel a bit out of my comfort zone. But doing the comedy, I seem to have always been able to give it a good shot.
Yeah, which is weird, really, isn't it? Because comedy is sometimes can be a difficult one to nail. Because I mean, comedy is subjective, isn't it? It's everyone's different, but so it's interesting that you find it more comfortable doing comedy that, from an outsider's perspective, might be more complicated.
I think because I grew up as such an absolute comic geek, watching all of the Monty Pythons and all of the Not the 9 o'clock news, and really just watching it over and over again, you learn the nuances and you see what works and what doesn't work when you grow up watching it loads. So I think that probably helps.
Not the 9 o'clock news, of course, being where Richard Curtis started out as a
absolutely.
Every single episode, you managed to drop him into conversation somewhere. Every single time.
Forcing Ewan to watch 5 minutes of About Time is how I know Ewan, so it links.
Richard Curtis is a great comedy writer. I just don't think they should let him make films. That's
And maybe Alex Yousefi as well. Who knows?
Oh,
Let's wait and see.
Thanks, guys.
So obviously, Luke approached you, I imagine then, and just sort of
for
was
the
like, can you come and be in my film? Like, can you come and be in my film, please?
You see, I
That's a
played
great
it.
impression.
I know it's good, isn't it?
I played it cool by first going, "Hey, could you give me your feedback on this script?" And then when he said, "I like it," I was like, "Well, since you like it."
Very, very clever.
I genuinely can't remember if that was my master plan or just a complete coincidence.
Oh, I'm sure it was. You had some finesse, didn't you? You went in that with a strategy and a game plan, and it worked. So you must have done something right. So.
And it was New Year's Eve, and he was drunk.
That was part of the damn plan.
I remember Ewan agreed at 3:00 on the morning, New Year's Day. I was just heading off to sleep, and I got this ping being like, "Hey, yeah, I'll do your film." And I was thinking, I wonder if he's drunk. But I was like, it's written now. It's down.
I actually probably wasn't at that time because that was during lockdown. And I was stuck at my parents, and so I wasn't out on New Year. I mean, I don't think anyone was, were they?
No.
It was a lockdown New Year, really.
Yeah.
So I was probably just up watching Jules Holland or something.
Oh, God. So yeah, I mean, like, what did you think about the script? Obviously without any spoilers, of course.
Well, I mean, the script I originally read has changed a lot since I've read it.
You know what?
Yeah, he liked it at first. It's now awful. But he's already agreed, and we're all now. It's.
There was one bit I really liked that was gone.
No!
Whoa!
If it's gone, I think you can say what it is. Hopefully.
No! Whoa!
We can say what it is, can't we? If it's gone.
I'm just trying.
Well, I won't say specifically, but it involved somebody just appearing out of a rack.
Oh yes.
Oh. Okay.
Alex's face, because I wrote that and loved that. Alex's face was definitely someone liked that.
I was getting that.
It felt very Python-esque to me, and as a Python fan, I thought it was a nice. I could in my head I could almost picture it being Python era Terry Jones.
Yes,
sort of appearing out like that.
Or like when Eric Idle walks out of the fridge in Meaning of Life.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely that. Python was definitely like where my part of the writing comes from, and then Alex is a lot of like IT crowd and Black Books and stuff, which I think linked up quite well, hopefully, in the script. That there's a lot of the very, very stupid things.
A lot of things.
And the witty stuff is Alex.
I feel like I shouldn't say this because like everyone will go, he never had confidence. But there was bits before we started the shot list that I was like, I don't know how that's even going to look because I think it won't look right. But when we actually did the shot list, it all blends together like quite well because I can imagine the transitions working perfect.
We're halfway through the shot list at the moment. And
just to reassure everyone, it is going to be great and everyone's going to like it. So.
And maybe we can have Shane walk out of the clothing rack for us in the film.
I could do that. I don't mind doing that. I should put my bald head through it or something, like just my head poking out.
You're so eager, aren't you, Shane? I love it. We'll figure something out.
Hey, look, Alex, right? You take the mic. One day, I'm going to be recognised by my bald head. Look at Jason Statham. Yeah?
That is true.
Vin Diesel. Look at his head. Come on.
This is the first one when you haven't worn a hat, by the way. I
know, it's really warm. I'm boiling right now.
Yeah, I had to change it from my long sleeved 2 minutes about time shirt that I wanted to plug the podcast, and I couldn't because it was too damn hot. So
anyway, shut up, guys, because I want to talk to you more.
True.
Are we doing any improv today, by the way?
I don't know if we've got time, mate. Today we haven't got time. So Ewan, with lockdown, obviously lockdown's affected a lot of people, especially the industry that you're in. I mean, how did you cope with that? How did you, bumble through?
I got quite lucky with being able to do a lot of these sort of video message things like Cameo,
Yes,
and Memo. So that really took off during lockdown. People couldn't see each other. So I got a lot of work through that, which was a real godsend, really, because there wasn't much else going on at all, certainly for long periods of it.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, it's on Cameo, isn't it? Right? I assume that's what you're doing it off.
Yeah, there's loads of different apps, but Cameo and Memo are the two sort of main ones.
Because there was
most of the requests come from.
My mum had one from a guy from Supernatural. I haven't seen it, so I can't remember what it's called. Crowley in Supernatural. Crowley.
No idea.
She basically she had one done from my dad, and I'd never really come across it before. So yeah, I mean, it did kind of take off, didn't it, during lockdown? Thinking about it, it's quite a lot more coming through. Being shared around on social media and stuff.
They pushed it quite hard. I think they put a lot of money in marketing.
Yes,
and they really reaped the rewards. I think the guys who came up with it are pretty much multi-millionaires now.
Really,
and I'd imagine that The Office had a mini resurgence over lockdown as well, because it seemed like a very comfort lockdown watch. Like, I'll admit, I'd seen bits and pieces of The Office like over a couple of years. It wasn't until lockdown that I properly watched through it and got it. And quite weirdly, the day I finished watching it for the first time, I was scrolling through Facebook, and on my You May Know, Ewan popped up, and I was like, this is cool. And so I guess if I hadn't been watching it, then I would have not sent that friend request, and we wouldn't be here. So there's a
mad, isn't it? Mad.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? So going about your daily life, Ewan, and sort of walking around, do you still get recognised quite a bit? And because I get it all the time, being a host of the Shoes and Biscuit podcast. I get noticed everywhere. Is it something which you get? Is the pub that you're in now your little secret little hidey hole that everyone knows that you're there, and no one talks about it?
Or just
it's very quiet. It's very quiet here, actually. I mean, before lockdown, obviously loads. But walking around, got a mask on, it's a lot harder to see who it is. So it's when you walk into a pub, that's when you get. Once you get to your little area, you're fine. Yeah. When you walk in, that's when everyone needs to recognise you. Wandering around. Yeah. And now, when you wander around, you're wearing a mask, so no one can really see who it is.
It's something actually which somebody mentioned to me the other day, because I got a little boy, I got a little son. He's going up to 17 months old, and it's something that somebody said to me that really sort of occurred to me, that what do I think the implications of everybody wearing masks is going to have on kids at that sort of formative years. And I was like, I never really thought about it. Really, it's something which we don't really know what's going to happen. Whether that's going to have issues in the future,
Well, I think kids adapt so quickly to things like that I don't think.
True. Yeah.
Kids can deal with anything these days.
Kids are
most kids kind of can start using an iPhone by about 2 years old.
Do you know what?
My dad can't use an iPhone.
It's funny you should say that. I remember when my boy came over here the one time, and I used to keep tech away from try your best, don't you, to try and sort of I don't know if you've got kids, but
no. I've got a nephew and a niece, so
you try
my nephew borrowed my phone from age 2 onwards.
That's it.
He just took it off, mate.
He just took off. He just going on. I was like, what? He was playing Forza. He's 5 now, right? My older boy. He's 5 now, and he was playing Forza the other day, and he was roasting me. He goes, "Look, Dad, I haven't even crashed the car." And I was like, "I can't even turn the corner without crashing the car. Like, what? How are you doing that? It's mental, isn't it?" But so I mean, it's looking at the kids and the young people and the up and coming generations. I think that which is why I'm really, really sort of glad and happy that the cast list that you guys have built for Reduced to Clear is so sort of, like you said, these sort of high profile actors and supporting artists. and stuff like that. Because like you said, it's paying it forward, and it's really, really great to see, because you don't get that very often in a lot of different industries. It's very much like everyone holds their cards so close to their chest, and they're like, no, everything costs money. You got to pay for everything, and it's great that people like yourself are just giving you a bit of time, in your life just to help out a bit, like people like Alex and Luke. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome.
If we've got a moment, I'd be really intrigued to ask you, because I don't think I've asked you before. How do you find it is being an actor who's kind of mostly known for a specific role? Like, is that a blessing to you, or do you think it sometimes like holds you back from taking different styles of roles? Well, like, do you ever get really annoyed at people for constantly asking you about The Office?
I'll tell you. When's this? Is this going out soon?
This will be out next Wednesday. Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday.
If you want to know all the answers to questions like that, I've just done a really good interview with a guy from Vice on vice.co.uk, where we go into all of this sort of stuff, and he did an amazing job. I think probably better than any interview I've done before, in terms of we spent a long time just chatting about lots of different things. So if you go on my Twitter, I've put a link to it there. So I go into all the stuff about, being known as Keith, and what's it like, and how do you kind of cope with it, and all that sort of stuff. So if you go on my Twitter, Ewen Macintosh, and scroll down to date of recording where we are now, which is, what is it, the 14th?
14th to the 7th, yeah.
Yeah, if you scroll down to the 14th to the 7th, you'll see my retweet from a guy called Scott, who interviewed me for Vice. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then it's quite an in-depth read, but it really
well, what I'll do,
it's really good insight into basically me and what I'm about.
I'll get that link and I'll put it into the subject, because I do like a bio on the podcast, and I get it. I'll put it on there on the description, so people can then get it on the description of this podcast. So that's fine. So Luke, Alex, actually, that's your homework. You got to find that link.
Me?
It's right there at the moment.
I've got the link.
Okay,
now.
send it to me then. Thank you, because I don't use Twitter.
I don't.
It's probably people keep saying this. It's probably my favorite social media. Everyone's always hates Twitter. I love it. I think it's.
I don't get it. It's I can't use it. I don't get it.
I'm not going to say I don't get it, because that'll make me sound old, but I don't like it.
All right, steady on.
Sorry, into the kill, Shane. Sorry, pal.
I don't like Instagram. I don't understand Instagram, actually.
I don't mind Instagram. I'm sort of I'm actually taking a break from Facebook right now, because there's been a lot of toxicity and stuff, and sometimes you have to walk away from it for a little bit, don't you?
Instagram,
just block whoever's being toxic. Just keep nice people on your friends list.
There's a lot of toxicity.
Depends what circles you're in, Shane.
Yeah,
but I think with
it takes
Instagram,
a second to block someone,
I tend to mostly use Instagram to message people rather than anything else. Snapchat's the one that I still can't quite figure out. And Shane, I know you're a TikToker. I'm on there, but I don't ever.
I do like my TikToks. To be fair, I do like TikTok.
Oh no!
You should get on TikTok, Ewan. I reckon you do some quite funny videos.
Well, someone tried to get me on TikTok a few weeks ago, but I just don't understand it. I don't know how any of this works. I'm too old.
You just go on YouTube. If you YouTube a tutorial on how to do a TikTok, it'll tell you.
Didn't you give yourself harsh on yourself? You're not.
I'm happy on MySpace. Just leave me alone.
MySpace. Oh God.
You can join Alex on Firefox.
Oh, MySpace.
Alex, are you still on
music,
Firefox?
Ewan? Did you have the music when you entered your page?
Yeah. I had a whole customized page.
Yes. Yeah.
Little videos playing, and I had an extended friend list. You buy to get extra friends on your friend list.
My MySpace was.
I was well into it.
I feel like so I've missed out on that era entirely.
Yeah.
It's
MSN Messenger as well. That was another good one.
Yeah.
You used to love MSN.
I remember I had so many friends who, when Facebook came out, went, "No, why would anyone go on Facebook ahead of MySpace?" Like MySpace, you can personalize everything. Facebook, everything just looks the same. Like, no way is Facebook ever going to take off.
Yeah, well, I heard
MySpace is miles better.
I heard from the grapevine actually that MySpace is coming back.
Oh, is Tom having another go at it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you remember when Tom was always in your friends list when you signed up? Your first friend was always Tom from MySpace. With that weird picture of him looking like behind his back.
Yeah.
First thing you had to do was take him out of your friends list.
Who's Tom?
Tom from MySpace.
But yeah, I believe that I don't think it's actually called MySpace, but I think that there is another program coming out that's basically MySpace. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that. I'll come back to you. But
well, it did come back as a sort of a music site, but even that didn't work.
No,
this was about 10 years ago.
It's not the same, is it? It needs to be MySpace.
It needs to be old style MySpace.
Old school MySpace. You guys, Alex and Luke, you guys had no experience with MySpace at all, did you?
No, only like the teen movies I grew up with were MySpace.
I feel like we missed that.
You could stick to Bebo.
Bebo. Oh, Bebo. MySpace, you could literally go into the background and code it. So like you used to have to download and buy chunks of code that then you can drop into the coding of your page, and then it literally like give you a flashy background or like music, or you can put like an extra. You can put a player in there so it tells you what you're playing on your Windows Media Player, by the way.
What was I was on Google Plus for a while. No one ever used Google Plus.
What?
And then what was the other? YouTube tried to do their own like social media.
Did they?
And I did I was on the beta testing for that, and then nothing happened. Like
I remember Google Hangouts.
Google Hangouts. You know what? Before we had StreamYard and started using like Teams and Zoom and stuff, we actually used Google Hangouts simply because, for some reason, the audio you could pull back or record back from Google Hangouts was actually a better quality than Facebook Messenger or like a video call on that platform or anything like that. It's better quality audio from Google Hangouts.
Unironically, I still primarily use Skype.
Do you?
Yeah, that's what we have most of our meetings on, Shane. I have to boot up the old thing. I have to dust it off. I mean, who uses Skype? Come on.
Who uses Firefox?
He's got a point. Ewen, when was the last time you used Firefox?
I could argue my case, but no one wants to fight.
What, as a web browser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 19 what?
I did recently. I installed it recently because there was a site I was trying to get, and I couldn't get it on anything else.
You probably shouldn't do it on that site then,
Safari or Chrome.
I think last time I used Firefox, the computer went bam, ba bam, bam, bam when I turned it on. So that.
I think last time I used Firefox, you put the tape in to actually make it boot up. Like, you had a little joypad and 2 buttons.
That was AOL Online.
I've actually still got an AOL email address. I've still got one. Yeah. Yeah, that's my... Because I've got 7 email addresses now. I've now upgraded to Gmail. So now the main one I use is Gmail.
All the more emails addresses, all the more free trials.
I've got a Hotmail account which I use for anything to do with like gaming or anything where basically it sends you so much spam that you can't keep up with it. So anything that's going to give me constant rubbish goes on my Hotmail. And then I've got my AOL, which is my sort of half important email address that I use for stuff that I don't really care about. That I can't really use my Hotmail one because it's
I'm going to see what email address you gave me.
It would have been my Gmail.
I've used my Hotmail address, I think, for probably almost 30 years.
Really?
More like maybe 27 years. And I went through a period. I went through about 5 years ago. Yeah, I've got my own name with no gaps or spaces at hotmail.com.
.com. I got .com.
I was that early.
I've got .com.
I've just got my own name.
Oh, that's where the .com/.co.uk thing came from. Because I've always wondered.
Yeah.
I'm iCloud, which is probably not amazing, but it works. And I mostly use
iCloud as well, but I mainly use Hotmail. And there was a phase about 6 or 7 years ago where if you had a Hotmail account, people thought you were a loser. You were an absolute loser. And then it sort of came back in again, weirdly.
Yeah, and now
there was a time where they said if you have a Hotmail, they used to say if you had a Hotmail account, nobody would take you seriously, and you almost were unemployable. If you applied for jobs using Hotmail, it got that bad.
You see, I try and use my luke@lukeallen.co.uk email address for things when I want to look professional, but simultaneously I end up there's a 50% chance I end up people's spam.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I take the risk or do I just use my iCloud? Although the annoying thing being that my iCloud's with my real surname, Horton. Plot twist. So it's I often have to explain who I am.
Luke's actually Russian. He's
Isn't that a Dr. Zeus character?
It is, but mine's spelt differently. I'm HAUGHTON, which also means whenever I tell people my name, I have to tell them how to spell it before they start writing it.
It's like Hormondale.
It is. Or like Horton Hall. There is a hall near me. Yeah. It's called Horton Hall.
You've got a hall? I've got an entire village named Hinton, actually. So
I've got an entire computer network named Macintosh.
And what about you, Mr. Yousefi?
I don't think I've got anything, sadly, guys. I can't join in.
You've got that one man we found on Google Images, Alex. We've been doing our personalized thank you messages for perks for different listeners, for different donators. Anyone who donated anything got a little thank you video message. And one of them that Alex and I did, we decided to Google image search our names, and whoever else came up other than us were our Skype backgrounds on the call. And so that was probably really boring to everyone else, but we found it hilarious. And the thing is, it did kind of look like me. That's the thing.
Your one did.
Yeah, yours definitely did not.
It's a different skin color, so I don't think I could. I wasn't, I can't fit that. But yours looked very similar to you.
But okay, so what I'm going to do, if we start wrapping up, because I know that you need to get
I've got to shoot off.
Is there anywhere? Does anything you want to plug for now, mate? Is there any website or anything you want to push out? Anybody, where can they find you?
I'll just go and book a message from me at Cameo.
Yes,
they're really funny. I promise they'll be funny.
I've been watching back your cameos on break in A-level English class the other day. We were scrolling through Cameo, and I was like, I need to go check out Ewan's, and I just started watching them. And
I'll tell you what we'll do. If you book a message at Cameo with Ewan, and you put in your little note or whatever saying the Choose Your Biscuit podcast as like a code, Choose Your Biscuit podcast, and then you will make it extra funny.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
I'll make it amazing.
So he might even,
but they are amazing anyway. So
he might even dance for you as well, if you do that.
I won't do that.
I had him sing for me on a podcast once. That was so. Go check that out, guys.
That's been deleted. I've managed to find a way of getting that deleted off internet. That's not there anymore.
You've heard it here
this morning.
If you
those files have been corrupted.
If you book a Cameo with Ewan, put in Choose Your Biscuit podcast, he will make sure that he dances on the video for you as well. You've heard it here first,
and last,
Ewan.
Okay, guys.
I'm going to let you go, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
It's been a pleasure.
You take care. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, what an absolute and concise. What a legend.
What an absolute legend. I am I'm a little bit starstruck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit I said to my missus that I'm gonna be talking to Ewen Macintosh today. And she was like, what? I was like, unfortunately, it wasn't really the right setting. If I could have got like a full episode out of him, and then actually, said, look, just hang around afterwards, I might have gone and got her, and actually got her to come and say hello.
Bring her to set for Reduce to Clean.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you could do that if you really.
Well, do you want like a 2-year-old crawling around the the set at the same time?
No.
There you go. So I'll leave her at home.
FaceTime Ewan while on set. Yeah, I don't know.
I probably will do something like that. I'll FaceTime.
If you end up being on one of the same days, I don't know. I'll have to check the schedules and stuff. And Shane, you got to sign your contract.
I thought only one of us had to do it.
You did, but neither have.
I thought I was going to do it because he put a thumb up thing to it, and I was like, "Oh, he's got that. I'll leave that then." No, that's fine. I'll do that. We're still recording.
Someone's got to sign that. Yes, listeners, harass Shane on social media until he signs his blooming contract.
I completely forgot that we were recording. Then, unbelievable. That's so bad of me. As I said at the start of the episode, it is going to be a short episode. So, So Alex, do you want to do your Instagram while I get myself all nice and comfy in my chair?
That will extend it back to the hour. We're good.
Yeah. Roast by Daylight. Oh, that was so long, guys. That's on Instagram. Oh no, guys. Alex did his super long plug. Roast by Daylight on Instagram. I don't know why you're all quiet. What are you waiting for, man?
We do Mr. Middle bit as well.
Yeah, Mr. Middle Films.
All right. God, where's your enthusiasm, dude? Like,
it's all one word, guys. There we go. And the Roast by Daylight's
an
got
exclusive.
The dots after.
He sounds genuinely annoyed. Like,
yeah. Would you, Shane? Like, it's not that exclusive, but would you like an exclusive cheesy photograph of Alex and I from our Instagram that we took?
Oh yeah, shebang.
To put on the show.
Is that the one where you're back to back?
It is. Yeah.
Don't show it. Don't show it because then
go on the Instagram.
Go on the Instagram.
Go on Instagram and find it. And we got plenty more of them. That was a full photo shoot. That was
unbelievable.
We got more coming. And
so
it was very. We have. I don't know. Have we? We took more. We'll use them in other things.
Do your plugs.
You can find me on Instagram at the Ginger Luke, on Facebook at Luke Allen Film, or Podcast Radio. Forgot my Twitter at llama_bottle0. Oh, I normally plug my website, but that's down at the moment. I'm sorting that out. So maybe check out lukeallen.co.uk. Maybe don't. I won't hurt you either way.
Thanks for sparing them, Luke.
I don't even know why those words came out of my mouth then. I just that kind of happened, and it wasn't until after I said that I thought, what? But I won't hurt you. But I will if you don't check out my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and also listen to Love Rosie podcast every Sunday. Myself and Ellen Asprey analysing the 2014 film Love Rosie 5 minutes at a time. Give it a listen. Even if you haven't seen Love Rosie, most of our listeners haven't. It's just fun chat about film and tangents, and we have some interesting guests on sometimes.
Cool.
Man said I took long to plug. What was that? That was
you done?
Watch Conman Denominator, guys. Conman Denominator. Find that on YouTube.
We want people to be excited for Reduce to Clear, and the reason, the way we're advertising is the team behind Conman Denominator. And they're like, oh, wow, let's go watch this, honey. Let's settle down and watch Conman Denominator. Yo, this movie stinks. We're not watching Reduce to Clear. Oh, can you believe we were excited for that film? Like,
what's more funny, right, is that when you've actually finally made it, right, and you're like right at the top of your game, and you're doing these proper massive cinema, proper, like, do you know what I mean, multi-million-pound movies.
Yeah, I get you.
The common denominator is going to come out when you're on a Jimmy Fallon show. Like,
Our big hit will be the feature-length version of Common Denominator. I hate to say this, slightly unironically, we have been thinking, like, we did Conman bad. Could we do it good? Because there is a good premise hidden in there if you look very, very deep.
Yeah, if you open the briefcase and then have to look through all the books that are in the briefcase, maybe scribbled down in hieroglyphics is a good plot, and we will do our best to dig that out. I hope, right, Luke?
Yeah. I also once found, since we seem to be doing a post-show chatter, I once found Conman Denominator on an illegal streaming service site, and I found that so cool. I once Googled me, and I found, I don't know why, the whole film's on YouTube, but there were multiple illegal streaming sites that said, watch Conman Denominator, starring Clive Booker I don't know. I think alphabetically he was first. No, that would be Paul Andrews. Clive was up there for some reason first. And it was, I found it so cool. And I was very tempted to illegally download it, but I didn't. Because I wanted to see whether it was really there. But I was like, common denominator or virus? This is a hard decision. And so.
And piracy is illegal.
Yeah, but I give permission for everyone to pirate command denominator. Do you, Alex? Or are you against this?
He's against it.
I'm against.
I mean, there's literally no reason to pirate it when it's on YouTube.
Yeah, you wouldn't give us the view or anything. So
anyway, you can find us over at shoesandbiscuitpodcast.co.uk, which has been made for us by our friends over at Web Orchard. They're an amazing company who they do wonders for us, and they've also done the Yousefi website as well. So if you need a website, go and speak to them. What we're also going to do, I'm going to use this slide, although it's not technically accurate right now, but I'm going to use it just for a visual aid anyway. But we are doing a 24-hour podcast challenge on the 29th of September at 9 o'clock through till 9 o'clock in the morning on the 30th of September non-stop. There could be 12 hours of the Shoes Biscuit, and then the Yousefi guys are going to take over in America, and then they're going to do the next 12 hours. We've got loads and loads of support for this. We have a marketing company, we have PR, we're going to get some merch, we've got funding, we've got a
reduced to clear special.
Pretty much. I think we pretty much got a full roster now of guests. I think we've got a couple of loose ends to tidy up. It's going to be big, and I can't remember if the name's been released yet for the actual what it's called, but this is now its own event. It's got its own name.
Oh, awesome!
And it's got its own entity now. And actually, later on today, tonight, me and Al are going to be video calling later on today to then sort out all the socials and get all the social media stuff set up. Because it's all going to be separate. It's got its own website. Thank you, Web Orchard. And it's going to be it's blowing up, and it's going to be huge. So make sure you're free at some point in that time period. There's going to be
very very random insert. Ewan, when we were chatting with him, we talked about him singing on a weird episode of Two and It's About Time. That is when we looked at the final of minutes 119 to 123. The audio quality at the end isn't great. I don't know why, but myself, my co-host, and multiple guests all sang Gold in Them Hills at the very end. And if you want to hear Ewan and me singing together Ron Sexsmith's Gold in Them Hills, then check that out.
So you throw me off now, Luke.
Sorry, I wanted to throw that plug in. I'm sometimes in such a plugging mood that I cut off other people's plugs.
Yeah, so we've got a full roster of guests, which will be released soon. It's going to be we're going to get all the times out and when people are coming on and stuff. We've got everybody from Charlie Adlard, who's a local celebrity, which if you don't know, go and Google him. Right there through to one of the top biochemists, I think, in America, who's coming on. So it's going to be a wide range of different stuff that's coming on. It's going to be it's going to be mental from a hosting perspective, because we're going to have to be, zipping from one sort of style to the other and whatnot. It's going to be crazy, but I'm going to love it. So please make sure that you're free at some point in that time. It is raising money for Lincoln Davis. So give generously, because we're doing a lot of work in the background here. So, and it's for an amazing cause, because I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there who that's been affected by what Lincoln Davis is all about. So, it's for a good cause. It's going to be good. So if you see anything to do with the event, please share it. Please tell all your friends, tell everybody. We really need the help to push this as hard as we can, because we want it to be a great success. Hopefully, I will double check with Al, because I can't remember where we're at with it, but hopefully the next Reduce to Clear, I'll be able to actually release what the actual event's called.
Awesome. Okay. And we've actually already got our guests sorted for next time. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Well, as promised, it's going to be a shorter episode today, although it's only 15 minutes shorter, so it's not too bad. We managed to fill out a little bit, haven't we? That's not too bad. That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a very random thing after the credits, by the way, Shane. So
Okay.
hold on after the credits.
When does this come out, guys?
Next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yeah.
You'll be on holiday, right?
Yeah.
Right, guys. I'll see you in a bit.
See ya.